Eleanor over here and I work at Rural Action on this Chestnut partnership with Route 9 Chestnut Cooperative, or Route 9 Cooperative, excuse me. And our goal is to look at how the chestnuts that are considered grade B can have more value to them. And some of what we've been doing is, giving out flour that we've milled to different bakers and chefs and whatnot to see what they might do with it. But I think that's enough to say. So we work with Rural Action, and Rural Action covers 29 counties in Ohio, Appalachia. We also do a little bit of work in West Virginia, Parkersburg area. And we're part of the Sustainable Agriculture Program. So, go to the next one. And so, yeah, we're part of that. We work with, so basically, the idea of the Appalachian Staple Foods Collaborative is how can every region, particularly our region, so that's where we are, have a local and strong economy around staple seed crops. So that includes grain, beans, and nuts. So a lot of people think of grains and beans as the primary thing, and actually in our agriculture we think of soybeans as the primary bean, but we're talking about all beans and pulses. We're talking about all kinds of grain, particularly some of the older varieties of grain, and we're talking about nuts, native nuts and culinary nuts that people plant. And we're really lucky because here at Route 9 you can go out and see mature chestnut trees. There are certainly people are catching on and planting orchards, and you guys sell a lot of trees to people who want to do that. But look at that. We can actually taste what chestnuts grown here are like, and we can take them and mill them and turn them into something fantastic. Is everyone enjoying the food?
Oh yeah.
Yeah? That's the right answer. So we milled at two different mills, one at Shackbark Seed Mill and Walnut Creek Seed, and the idea was to figure out like the right moisture, what do we need to do to make it work, how do we sift it, what fineness or coarseness do bakers like, for example. So there's quite a variety over there. And on the inside of the little cards are the ingredients in each product. And for the most part, most of the baked goods are a mix of chestnut flour, anywhere from 30% to 50% with wheat flour. And a few of the items are just straight up chestnut. And one of the items, the one that's called a polenta, is of course maybe considered leavings from grinding the flour, so it's a little coarser. But if you've ever had grits or polenta, that's what grits and polenta are like, right? They're not fine corn flour, they're a little crunchier, a little more texture. So, two different mills. We're probably going to do more milling with Walnut Creek. Mainly we didn't actually mill there. We brought flour that was milled here, and that mill right there doesn't do a lot of variety in terms of texture and fineness, what have you, but Jay at Walnut Creek, I think there's a photograph of, yeah, this is a lovely tool. It's a hand sifter, and you can have different layers of screens. So we were screening the chestnut flour to get different grades. And over here on the table, if you haven't had a chance, there are these 4 bowls, and the bowls have different fineness of flour. So you could just like touch it and see the difference and imagine how you might use that if you're a baker or a chef yourself, or, in your kitchen, right?
Let's see if this loads.
Yeah, that's okay. Oh, yay. Yeah, paintbrushes turns out to be a really good tool for moving the flour around. It was very relaxing, wasn't it? We were like,
yeah, it was satisfying.
yeah.
Does it vibrate?
It does, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Maybe if you back up, I don't know if, oh no, we don't see it. I think there was a little, you could see the plug plugged in, so there's like a little thingy that attaches to the sifting apparatus, and it vibrates it. So this is the fun part, right? You're all chewing on things. So, one of the things some of this you're not getting to try today, like the brewers that have the chestnuts, it takes a while for a brew to be ready. Sorry about that, for those of you who are looking forward to a brew. And one distiller is making a liqueur with the chestnut chunks. So, but, look at these beautiful things. This is a sourdough chestnut loaf that was made by Athens Bread Company. This isn't over there, but they took, you see those chunks in there? They rehydrated the chunks of chestnut and put it into their sourdough bread. It was really quite good. Banana muffin. Oh, Eleanor, she made those muffins. See, so you can do it in your kitchen as well. And there's something really great coming after this that isn't on the table. I'll talk about that later. Some friends took chestnut flour and made cookies and shortbread. Absolutely delicious, So here's what's coming. Ice cream. It's in the freezer, so everybody will get a taste of that. And in Athens there are a group of people who call themselves the Athens Asian American Alliance, and they were really excited about us doing this project with chestnuts. And over there on the table in those 2 crock pots are 2 different soups made by one of the members for us. So, that was really great. Want to talk about this, Eleanor? I'm sorry. She's chewing my mouth. I'm sorry, I'm not you.
But this was one of the local bakers that we provided chestnut flour to, and she's making a traditional Italian bread loaf kind of cake. And so she made a little video for us showing exactly how she's making it. I think there's pine nuts, walnuts, raisins in it. I don't think we have a sample of it today, but another classic chestnut recipe that is pretty
And I
common.
think there's rosemary in there too.
And
I think that
rosemary,
was
yeah.
what she was snipping off at the beginning.
She's a local baker out of Columbus.
Yeah, there it is. I'm glad that we didn't show this before you ate. So that's how you can get in touch with us. It says Eleanor at Rural Action for Amy Miller, but
Yeah,
well,
if you want to get in touch with me, contact them.
but we'll get you Amy's email as well.
We'll get that.
I know how that happens. I do that all the time. Like you put a placeholder and then you're going to go back and put the right thing in. So yeah, thank you all so much. I imagine you might have a question or two, so we have time for that. And Amy's going to take you all on a tour, so that might even bring up more questions.
Yeah, thanks Michelle, thanks Eleanor, is that at the end of your presentation? Okay. Yeah, so now that you've seen what kinds of things can be made with the chestnut flour and dried chestnuts, and you've tasted some things, we'll walk you through the process of kind of every step along the way, from the fresh chestnuts we bring in from the field, all the way to chestnut flour that we make, which then you saw the sifting process that happened afterwards. So we'll get you up to this point. So now that you've already had some snacks, we'll basically head out to the porch and I'll demonstrate the different machines that we use to process the chestnuts. And then I think in the end we get ice cream, it sounds like.